and welcome to Eagle Eye News at 6. I'm Jack Greenwald.
And I'm Samantha Avila. Auburn University recorded 16 new cases of COVID-19 on campus the week of February 23. This is 4 more than 12 were recorded the week prior. The 16 cases this week brings the total number of confirmed cases to 2,013 for the university since September 6th. Auburn's Centennial Testing Program, which consists of voluntarily testing asymptomatic students, faculty, and staff, conducted 567 tests last week and had a 0.2% positivity rate. In addition, Lee County experienced 334 new cases in the past 14 days. This brings the county's total case count to 15,161. This includes 96 confirmed deaths and 58 probable deaths, according to the Alabama Department of Public Health. Auburn has received a total of 11,500 vaccine doses so far. 5,402 first doses and 4,238 second doses have been administered on campus as of March 1st. If you think you have or have come into contact with someone who has COVID-19, please reach out to the University Resource Center. They can be contacted at 334-844-6000, as well as by email at covidresourcecenter@auburn.edu.
After careful evaluation of the pandemic and consideration of the best medical advice available, Auburn University has made the decision to allow events with up to 100 attendees on campus. However, all Auburn University-affiliated events hosted on or off campus require prior approval and complete compliance with university COVID protocols. Exceptions require approval from the Executive Vice President of Provost. Face coverings remain required everywhere on Auburn's campus, including outdoors and at athletic events. The face covering policy extends to the entire campus community, including visitors. All policies are created using the most up-to-date campus and community health trends. Any updates will be communicated via email. For more information about Auburn's COVID policies and mandates, visit the COVID Resource Center.
Auburn University received additional doses of the Moderna COVID vaccine and has begun notifying via email employees and students who are eligible to receive a vaccination from the latest supply. With the new allotment of vaccinations, the university now has enough to supply and fulfill the need of those awaiting their second dose of the vaccine. The university says that priority will be given to those in need of their second dose. Following the distribution of second doses, the remaining supply will be used to administer as many first doses as possible. To learn more about Auburn University's phased vaccination distribution plan, visit the university's COVID-19 vaccination information webpage.
Auburn University announced Tuesday that spring commencement will be taking place from April 30th through May 1st in Jordan-Hare Stadium. The undergraduate ceremonies will be held on Saturday, May 1st, starting at 8 a.m. Each school will arrive at the stadium at different times for their ceremonies. The full schedule is available on the commencement website. Guests are allowed to attend and may sit in sections 24 through 34 to allow for physical distancing. Hand sanitizer will be readily available and face masks will be required for everyone attending the event. All ceremonies will be live streamed on the commencement website for those unable to attend or who have health concerns.
Eagle Eye's AJ Rivera sat down with Heather Mann, the president of Spectrum and Community Outreach for OSTEM.
What is Spectrum for the students that don't know?
So Spectrum, our full title is Spectrum Auburn University's Gay Straight Alliance. We are the university's oldest LGBTQ+ student organization. But what we do is mostly advocacy and education and socializing. Our purpose is mainly to provide a place for LGBT students at Auburn to come together and find other people who are like them. We do a lot of advocacy efforts with the administration, making Auburn a more inclusive, diverse place, better classroom practices for LGBT students. OSTEM stands for Out in Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. It is a national organization that focuses on empowering and professional and academic development for LGBT students in STEM fields. But anyone who wants to be part of both organizations to get the benefits from both is more than welcome. And I should say that even though it's catered towards STEM fields, we don't exclusively restrict membership to only STEM majors. Anyone can join.
Spectrum, Auburn University's Gay Straight Alliance, meets every Wednesday at 6:15 p.m. You can attend their meetings in person or online. For OSTEM, they meet every second and fourth Thursday at 6:30 p.m. To attend OSTEM meetings, you would have to attend online as there are no in-person options.
The Glomerata, Auburn University's official yearbook, will host spring distribution April 13th through 16th while supplies last. This year, there will be 2 ways students can pick up their yearbook. During the week of distribution, students will be able to pick up a copy for free on campus by showing their Tiger card. For students not on campus, a pre-order and delivery option is available. Pre-order ends March 19th. While the Glomerata is a free publication, those opting to use the pre-order option with delivery will be required to pay a shipping fee of $10. When we come back, a classic Opelika building is back open after a year-long renovation, and there was a shooting on White Street in Auburn.
Welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6. The Covington Recreation Center in Opelika has reopened following a year-long renovation. Eagle Eye's Ansley Ellis has more.
The grand reopening of the Covington Recreation Center took place on February 24th after receiving a $1.8 million renovation. The center, which originally opened in 1962, has an interesting backstory.
When I was first told about my participation in this program this morning, I was told I was to be excited, to show my excitement. And that's very, very easily done, not just only through smile, but just reminiscing, knowing that in 1962, I was probably one of the first to walk in the building because we was just that excited.
When this building was first built, it was the first building for African American recreation. And I was 11 years old when this building was built.
So we have our basketball gym, and we just got a new volleyball system that is a little bit better than our old one. The posts mount directly into the ground, so they're removable, and then it makes the netting a little bit more stable, a little nicer. So we hope to start offering volleyball again in the future. We have an outdoor pool here with a baby pool, which is really nice. It's the only baby pool in town, so that's really convenient for our community here. And then we have our preschool program, which is a really great program for 3 and 4-year-olds. It's from 8 to 12, Monday through Friday, and it's a really inexpensive option for parents who are looking for preschool for their child. Typically in the summer, we have a day camp here. We're hoping to be able to have that this summer. It's for kindergarten through 7th grade kids, and they do lots of activities every single day from 8 a.m. until 3 p.m. So it's a really good childcare option for parents who want their kids to have fun and be entertained and be in a safe place while they're at work during the summer months.
In 2010, former Auburn star basketball player and College of Education graduate Charles Barkley established the Charles W. Barkley Endowed Professorship to celebrate a commitment to diversity among Auburn faculty. Auburn University announced last Friday that Professors Cheryl Seals and William Powell would be the 2020 recipients of the Endowed Professorship for their excellence in the classroom and commitment to the university.
My area of research is primarily focused on choral music of African Americans, not just the indigenous music, but also the concert music. My name is William Powell, and I'm a Charles W. Barkley Endowed Professor.
I'm in the area of human-computer interaction, and especially these days, advanced learning technologies. So I work with different populations to help them improve their user experience. I am Cheryl Seals, and I am the Charles W. Barkley Endowed Professor of Computer Science and Software Engineering in the Samuel Ginn College of Engineering. just having that named professorship with Barkley, it really helps me to talk more about STEM to communities that may not often hear about STEM. And so I'm proud as a woman, as an underrepresented woman, for receiving this award. There are very few in the country, probably less than 200 or 300 African Americans that have a PhD in computer science that are working at academic institutions. And so we need to work at trying to get more people to the table, because we really need everyone to help shape the future of technology.
To have a donor to invest in any professor, I think it connects the outside to the inside. When they take the time to actually give of their resources, when they actually make the effort to do so, it really says that they really care. They want what they have to give to make a difference.
Mr. Barkley, thank you so much for your support, your kind and generous support of Auburn University. We applaud you. We thank you for giving back, for giving your time, your talents, your funds to Auburn University. You have been a trailblazer. You have always stood for what you believed in, and you stand with Auburn. Thank you, Charles.
The very first thing I would say is thank you. And keep doing what you're doing. I'm a fan, and I'm not talking about sports. I'm just talking about just human to human, and I just am thankful that he would model the sort of generosity that he would for faculty like me, because it really makes a difference. Right now, just trying to hold back the tears, just still wanting to say thank you.
Alabama Governor Kay Ivey extended the statewide stay-at-home mandate until April 9th. The mandate was set to expire March 5th at 5 p.m. before Ivey extended it this morning. The health order continues existing regulations with a few adjustments. The maximum number of visitors at hospitals and nursing homes was raised to 2. Senior citizen centers may resume outdoor programs. Party size limits at restaurants have been lifted, and summer camps are allowed to resume subject to social distancing guidelines. Ivey also made an important announcement that the facial covering requirements would be lifted after April 9th.
A bill named after Anaya Blanchard, the Southern Union student who was kidnapped and killed in 2019, is headed to the Alabama Senate. The Alabama House of Representatives passed HB 131 in a 102-0 vote and HB 130 in a 101-0 vote Tuesday afternoon to move Anaya's law to the Alabama Senate at a later date. Anaya's law consists of 2 measures: a constitutional amendment giving judges the power to deny bail for 13 first-degree felonies. As Alabama law stands, bond can only be denied in cases of capital murder. The man charged with capital murder in Blanchard's death, Ibrahim Yazid, was out on bond when police say that kidnapped and murdered Blanchard in October 2019. Currently, Section 16 of the 1901 Alabama Constitution allows bail for all persons except for capital offenses when the proof is evident or the presumption great. Both companion bills are constitutional amendments and would go to the ballot box via referendum if passed by the legislature.
A shooting occurred this morning on Old Wrights Mill Road that left 1 man with serious injuries, the Auburn Police Division says. The Auburn man was taken to the local hospital for treatment, and the police have stated that the others involved in the incident were acquaintances of the victim. Police are still developing leads and do have a person of interest in the case. This comes after a man was shot and killed with a second person hospitalized after a weekend shooting in Auburn. The Opelika Auburn News reported that the gunfire happened Sunday afternoon when police were called to White Street and found 2 men suffering from apparent gunshot wounds. When we come back, the Johnson & Johnson vaccination has been approved, and a group of Amazon workers' push to unionize has the support of an important political figure. You're watching Eagle Eye TV, Auburn's news leader.
Welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6. The Johnson & Johnson one-dose vaccination was authorized by the Food and Drug Administration last week. The vaccine will begin rollout to prevent COVID-19 in individuals aged 18 and older. The decision to authorize distribution of the vaccine was based on scientific evidence, including data that demonstrated the vaccine was 85% effective in preventing severe disease. With the approval of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, President Biden has stated that there will be enough vaccines for all American adults by the end of May. As we enter the month of March, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is forecasting a downward trend in COVID deaths.
According to Johns Hopkins University, at least 502,000 people have died from COVID-19 in the U.S. thus far. The CDC's new ensemble forecast, published Wednesday, is projecting up to 548,000 deaths by March 20th. Last month's forecast predicted up to 559,000 deaths by March 13th. Not only is a new number smaller, it covers a week longer than the previous forecast. The CDC normally predicts higher numbers of deaths with each new forecast, so we're starting to see a trend down in COVID deaths. According to Johns
President
Hopkins
Biden is backing the effort of Amazon workers to unionize. He made his support for the workers and their attempt at forming a union clear Sunday night.
You should all remember, the National Labor Relations Act didn't just say that unions are allowed to exist. It said that we should encourage unions. So let me be really clear. It's not up to me to decide whether anyone should join a union. But let me be even more clear. It's not up to an employer to decide that either. The choice to join a union is up to the workers, full stop, full stop. Today and over the next few days and weeks, workers in Alabama and all across America are voting on whether to organize a union in their workplace. This is vitally important, a vitally important choice as America grapples with the deadly pandemic, the economic crisis, and the reckoning on race. What it reveals the deep disparities that still exist in our country. And there should be no intimidation, no coercion, no threats, no anti-union propaganda.
Biden didn't mention Amazon by name in the video posted to Twitter. However, he did make a reference to employees in Alabama, where a milestone union election is underway at an Amazon facility in Bessemer. Eligible workers are voting by mail on whether to form the company's first U.S.-based union. Amazon waged an aggressive anti-union campaign leading up to the vote, which began on February 8th and runs through March 29th. In news a bit further south, a massive iceberg bigger than the Big Apple has broken off an ice shelf in Antarctica.
An iceberg that broke off the Brunt ice shelf in Antarctica measures 490 square miles, making it larger than New York City. It separated from the 150-meter thick ice shelf on Friday, an event that scientists have been expecting for nearly a decade. The crack in the Brunt ice shelf has been forming for years, but a new chasm formed in November and began rapidly expanding. All this occurred very closely to a British research outpost. However, the research outpost has been closed for the Antarctic winter since February. Scientists say this is a dynamic situation and they will be monitoring it very closely for the time being.
And Jenny Jordan has an update on Auburn sports.
Welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6. I'm Jenny Jordan, and tonight we have a recap of Auburn basketball's game Tuesday night, a look at what women's basketball has been up to, and some baseball news. The Tigers traveled to Tuscaloosa for the final road game of the year and suffered a 70-58 defeat. Auburn played without freshman point guard Sharif Cooper for the third straight game, as Cooper is still dealing with an ankle injury. Without a true guard on the floor, Auburn turned the ball over 23 times. Jamal Johnson, who stepped in for Cooper in the guard position, had a solid game, scoring 10 points and a career high of 7 assists. The leading scorer of the night for the Tigers was sophomore Jalen Williams, who finished with 13 points, going 5 for 6. It was the 15th time this season Williams has scored in double figures, including each of his last 3 games. JT Thor and Alan Flanagan added 7 points apiece, and Thor pulled down 7 rebounds, while Flanagan finished with a team high of 9 rebounds. The Tigers will close out the season Saturday at home against Mississippi State. The game is scheduled to tip off at noon Central Time from Auburn Arena. Women's basketball season came to an end Wednesday afternoon as they fell to Florida in round 1 of the SEC tournament. Auburn rallied from an 18-point third quarter deficit to retake the lead midway through the fourth quarter. But a late Florida run ended the Tigers' comeback hopes in a 69-62 loss. Alania Rice led the Tigers offensively for the second straight game with 15 points, a season high for the sophomore guard. She also had 4 rebounds and a pair of assists. Honesty Scott Grayson missed a big chunk of the first half after taking a shot to the face while diving for a loose ball, but still finished with 12 points and a team leading of 3 assists. Senior Unique Thompson capped off her senior season with 14 points and 10 rebounds for her 58th career double-double, extending her all-time Auburn record and moving into a tie for 7th place in SEC history in career double-doubles. 8 of her 14 points came during Auburn's big run to take the lead early in the fourth quarter. Thompson finishes her senior season with 1,540 points and 1,556 rebounds. She's the 12th leading scorer in Auburn history and the all-time leader in rebounds, with a rebounding average of 10.6. She's also 10th in career field goals made with 605 and 8 in career free throws. She's been amazing, Williams Flanoy said of Thompson. She's been an amazing player for 4 years. You've seen her development from freshman year to senior year. She's going in the record books, a record that's going to be a very long time before it's broken. You saw how long it took her to break the all-time rebounding record. She's going to go down as one of the best players to have played in an Auburn jersey. She gives it all. Just to have watched her maturity and growth over the 4 years has been great. After a 5-19 season, Auburn Director of Athletics Alan Green announced Thursday that a leadership change for the Auburn women's basketball program will be occurring as Terry Williams Flanoy will no longer lead the program. In 9 years, Williams Flanoy compiled a 140 to 138 record, including a 48 to 96 mark in Southeastern Conference play. Williams Flanoy led Auburn to NCAA tournament appearances 3 times in 2016, 2017, and 2019. A national search for her replacement will begin immediately. In the world of Auburn baseball, due to extenuating circumstances, number 22 Auburn will no longer host Xavier at Plainsman Park this weekend. Instead, the Tigers will welcome number 18 Boston College for a 3-game series. The Eagles had their series at Wake Forest canceled earlier this week as well. First pitches this weekend are Friday at 4 p.m. Central Time, Saturday at 2 p.m., and Sunday at 1 p.m. Sunday's game will be broadcasted on SEC Network Plus. That is all for Auburn sports tonight, but for more sports, check out our Twitter at EETV_sports and our website at eagleeyeauburn.com.
Welcome back to Eagle Eye News at 6. An Alabama woman is facing felony charges after what she calls a harmless prank gone too far.
I didn't believe it initially, and then I saw the pictures and I was like, okay, it really did happen. So, not every day that you get that one.
A blue and green billy goat causing a lot of tension between 2 Lillian neighbors.
This is actually the shampoo, blue shampoo, and green food coloring.
Erica Farmer back home today after bonding out of the Baldwin County Jail. She's charged with felony theft and animal cruelty after her neighbor claims she stole this billy goat and gave it the new hair color. Farmer admits she colored the goat, but says it was all in good fun.
It was a simple prank, and it was harmless. I would never hurt an animal at all, ever. And I didn't know that it was the neighbor's goat because it was always at my cousin's house. So the fact that charges got pressed and now I'm facing felony charges is a little ridiculous.
Baldwin County investigators say the victim came home to find her goat missing and then saw pictures that Farmer had posted on social media of her once white goat covered in different colored paints. Deputies arrested Farmer after finding the billy goat in her possession. Now, Farmer is looking at some hefty consequences. Any theft of livestock in the state of Alabama is charged as a felony.
Since he's been out here, he's basically a neighborhood goat. He wanders around out here.
The farmer's uncle, Gary Mitchell, says the goat had wandered onto his property when Farmer grabbed it and thinks the charges are extreme.
I'm shocked. I see no reason for it. Billy's a fun little goat. And I know Erica, we ain't gonna hurt nothing.
I'm sorry. Really, I'm truly sorry. It was just a joke gone too far, I guess. Would never hurt an animal. Would never go in anyone's yard and steal anything.
Today is the day to find a military service member to thank. That's because Wednesday is National Hug a GI Day. While GI has its roots with the Army, the day celebrates all branches of the U.S. military. How can you celebrate? Offer a hug or handshake to a service member, send a care package, send a thank you email, and use the social media hashtag National Hug a GI Day.
If you're looking to throw a little spice into your plans this upcoming weekend, check out Opelika's second invitational pickleball tournament, Paddles at the PLEX. Paddles at the PLEX kicked off this morning and will continue through Sunday beginning at 10 a.m. each day at the Auburn Opelika Pickleball facility. The tournament will feature 325 players representing 12 states. Approximately 70% of players are traveling from more than 80 miles away. Paddles at the PLEX is expected to provide a much-needed boost to Auburn Opelika tourism following a tough year. Anthony Terling, the Auburn Opelika Tourism Sports and Event Development Manager, predicts the estimated economic impact from the tournament will exceed $120,000. Terling stated that Auburn Opelika Tourism is ecstatic for the opportunity to showcase the Opelika Pickleball facility. Following a tough year, these types of events mean more than ever to our local businesses. He won't make you run laps if you're late, but he may withhold a few kisses here and there. This week's pet of the week is Coach. This handsome pup has been waiting so patiently to find a forever home, and he hopes you'll meet him soon. Coach loves to go on hikes, looking for hidden waterfalls and maybe even some buried treasure. He believes exercise is vital to life, but he wouldn't mind becoming a couch potato every once in a while. This sweet boy is 4 years old, neutered and vaccinated and microchipped. He's heartworm negative and his adoption fee is $25. Apply online for him today. We're out of time, but for more Auburn news, head over to our website, eagleeyeauburn.com, and check out our social media pages. I'm Samantha Avila.
And I'm Jack Greenwald. Thank you for watching, and War Eagle.